ungodly deeds. As time went on, I saw entire systems do the same thing. Systemic abuse, an utterly foreign concept to me at the time, became clearer as I discovered that sometimes the people of God unite to protect God's name by both committing and concealing actions that look nothing like God. God's people were breaking his heart. I was angry. I wept. I wanted it not to be true, and I wanted to quit. Sometimes I felt as if I were swimming in a sewer with a sign above the entrance that read "Sanctuary." I began to read everything I could to help me see. I went back to church history. I studied the Holocaust and other genocides. I read and reread the prophets, particularly Jeremiah. I buried myself in the Gospels. Little by little, I began to see the systemic nature of abuse more clearly. I am still learning. This book is the fruit of that process. God has invited us into the fellowship of his sufferings. It is not a place we want to go. It truly is a sewer. In entering, I began to learn that everything I encountered, Jesus had borne. That included my blindness, my resistance, my fear of entering this place. But to refuse to enter, to turn away from what he sees, is to miss him. I have been given small glimpses into what it means to say, "The Word became flesh and lived among us." John chapter 1, verse 14, New Revised Standard Version. He was Emmanuel in that space, God with us. And Christ calls us to be so like him in this world that others get a sense, a taste of who he is, and know that he is indeed with us. I have been struck by how often we are told that Jesus saw. Matthew tells us that Jesus was going through all the cities and villages, and that seeing the people, he felt compassion for them because they were distressed, harassed, and dispirited like sheep without a shepherd. Chapter 9:36, New American Standard Bible. Jesus continues to see, and he invites us to stand with him and see, to feel the pain, the sorrow, the crushing, and the agony of precious sheep who have no shepherd, no caregiver, no comforter. Much of Christendom today seems less interested in seeing as Jesus saw, less inclined to enter in, and far more interested in gaining power. We have acquired fame, money, status, reputation, and our own little kingdoms. We have read too many headlines about Christian leaders and Christian systems that look nothing like our Lord. I fear we have lost our way. It is time for those of us who name his name to stop and listen to our King, who has moved with compassion, a true shepherd longing to both feed and enfold the sheep. We follow a God who listens to us and weeps with us. That is evident in the life of Jesus. The Incarnation is perhaps the greatest expression ever seen of empathic listening. Jesus came and pitched his tent among us, a virtual refugee camp. That meant drinking our water, sharing our chores, experiencing our losses, joining in our laughter, and weeping with us when we mourned. We need to learn to listen as he does. You see, he knows what it is like to be you. He has given you the gift of being heard and known, and asks you in turn to give it to others. He longs for us to walk with him, caring for the distressed, the fleeced, the ones damaged by violence and tossed aside. He desires us to look with his eyes of love and hear with his keen ears. He has invited us to labor with him and to be with others just as he was. It has been a great privilege for me to learn from our shepherd. He has taken me to places I never imagined existed. I have seen evil, darkness, and despair in precious human